and with a snap of his fingers, half the universe was gone.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who oppose him must yield. I
don't really know if those are the tones.
No, that's not. That's not the tones.
Okay. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
the NeuroNerds. Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
So the NeuroNerds had our first movie outing last night.
Yes, we did.
Because Lauren was in halfway across the world when Infinity War came out, and I've been bothering her to go see it. I've been annoying her, and nothing, because she's a tourist and kind of mean.
Well, this is true. I laugh, but it's true. Well, if I'd seen it in Spain, I could have seen it in Spain. However, it would have been dubbed. The one they had there was not subtitled. So, I love my actors in there, like Tom Hiddleston, so I needed his voice to destroy me, which it did within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, so
spoiler
alert, spoiler warning, which I don't know who this is for, because everyone has seen this movie.
No, they have not.
Oh, not everybody is you, Lauren.
A lot of people have not seen Infinity War. So.
Okay, well, a lot of people should, and so like a very spoilery episode of NeuroNerds, because we're going to go deep, because Lauren needs to process.
Oh my God, do I need to Okay, before we even begin.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we'll start out by saying this month is Stroke Awareness Month. I am very aware of strokes because I had one. So
and I am stroke adjacent as part of the NeuroNerds. And then not to make light of strokes, but I feel like I almost had one last night from all the emotions. And
I agree with that. I was right there, and I I almost had a laughing stroke because it kind of tickled me. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, it's your fourth time seeing the film.
It is it was epic. It was it was just one of the best movies ever. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna just put it out there.
I agree. It's and especially probably one of the best, if not the best Marvel film.
Yeah, it's really
it's definitely
really
the best Avengers movie, including Avengers 2.5.
Civil War,
which I'm still very bitter about. And it was just an awesome film. And like I had said, if you follow me on Instagram, I did have a spoiler from it because I was trying really hard to stay away from spoilers because I was like, no, I'm going to actually go watch it. And then literally someone I follow on Instagram posted this huge spoiler of someone who is going to die.
Oh, you dick.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying so hard to avoid. I was staying off Tumblr, staying off Reddit, I'm not going to engage, even though I was getting all these notifications for fix it fanfics. So it's how do we fix Infinity Wars? Read here. And so I was like, okay. And then so I knew what was going to happen. And I knew who was going to die, but literally I had a bucket of nearly empty popcorn by the time the movie started. And, okay, again, because it's a spoiler, we already did that. I can talk about. Yeah. So the second I heard the Mayday call from the Ark, okay, and I realized it was Tom Hiddleston, Loki, that was sending the Mayday call, I started crying. I was like, oh no, we're done.
Okay, you know how some people were like, oh man, this happened, I started to cry. No, she literally started to cry.
Oh, both eyes, tears coming out of the corner of my eyes. And then I was like, oh no, I can't do this. And then by the time, let's see, after Hulk was bifrosted out and Loki was trying to kill Thanos, I literally flipped my nearly empty bucket into my bag below me and I was having a fit. And then by the time everyone's dead, right, Loki and Thor are dead, I was crying and I looked at Joe. I said, okay, I'm done, movie's over, right? I can't.
So when I went to see it originally with Felice, when after Loki died, Felice was like, yeah, I don't think Lauren's gonna be able to get through this movie. And no sooner did Loki die, I'm like, I'm not sure Lauren's gonna get through this movie. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
I survived. I did
unlike Loki.
Stop it. I did survive. I was literally crying probably for 60% of the movie. Probably.
Yeah.
Anytime Guardians really came on, I was able to like cheer up. I was
Okay,
fine.
which is really weird. So you're not a huge fan of the Guardians.
No, not at all.
Which is it's astonishing to me because they're so funny. I
You know,
love the Guardians.
I don't watch Marvel films for the funnies. I mean, they're in there. The quips are in there, but I don't. That's not why I watch it.
90% of the movies.
Yeah, but that's not why I watch it. So when I get
somehow, even in this movie, with all of the
drama,
the death, all of like the dark content, it was really funny.
Yeah, and then there's also an issue I have with that. That's a bigger thing to talk about. It actually has to do with literary tropes, and there's something called bathos. I saw a video, I believe.
I prefer shower oats.
I don't know if it's Wisecrack, the channel Wisecrack who did it. I got to go figure out who this was, but they did a video, and it was talking about the concept of bathos, and that's where like sometimes it seems like Marvel movies are a little afraid to really go there and like stick with like that this is a superhero movie. So the second we have these really dramatic moments, a lot of times they're undercut by a quip, by
absolutely.
a comment.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but there's too much of that, especially in like Guardians. And so like for me, it takes you out of it. So I'm like, no, I'm here for it. Like keep it in. Like I'm down with like, we're doing this to save the world. Yes, do not undercut me with a quip. Okay.
Right.
But so that's my biggest issue with all that comedy. But the other thing with the Guardians, again, I'm not. I don't really care.
My response to that is I am Groot.
Congratulations. Like I do love Groot and I love Rocket. They're
Rocket's
really
awesome.
cool. Mantis is all right. Cool.
She's cool.
She's all right. Whatever.
Cool.
Batista, I love him because he's Batista. Like him as Drax, I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh my gosh! So I saw his first like real MMA match,
Mhm.
and he fought just some fat dude. Like just some fat dude. Like in real, like he did a real match, and like his opponent was like literally just some schlub.
Well, because he's a heavyweight.
Yeah, and they literally look like they just went to a bar and say, "Hey, dude, do you want to make some money? You're gonna fight this guy." And then here comes Batista out looking like he's made of solid steel, and he beat the crap out of the guy. It was so underwhelming.
I will say, as a former heavyweight fighter, I was the #1 female heavyweight fighter in college. Excuse you, okay? So when you get to be heavyweight, like if that's your category, it kind of sucks because it's like I was like the bottom of that category in college. I think the cutoff weight, the beginning weight was 165, and I was like 165.5.
How? You're so little.
No.
Oh yeah, but you're made of vibranium.
Aw, nope. So I was like 165.5. So I couldn't drop the pound to get underweight to be like on the high end of middle until the year after. So as a heavyweight, I had to fight anyone that was above me. So I fought girls that were 200 pounds. I fought a girl that was literally 166, but she was like 6 foot tall. So like it doesn't matter at that point. So that's why I'm like, yeah, okay, heavyweights come in all shapes and sizes.
I'll find that video. I'll send it to you, and you're gonna be like, yeah, Joe, you were absolutely correct.
Okay, well, fine. But we're we're getting off topic here.
We are, and the topic is Marvel deaths. So this movie was was everything to me.
This episode is processing.
It is.
Right now.
It's processing for Lauren because I've already processed this out several times because I saw it when it came out.
Wow.
I wanted to process like with you being in the future when you were halfway around the world, hours ahead of me. I wanted to do that, but it just didn't work out.
I just couldn't get my schedule on fast enough for you.
Yeah, that's
okay.
And I'm really glad that you actually got to see it here and got to hear the voices.
Yes, so
as
I
opposed
could
to hearing like really badly
dubbed.
Because I saw The Raid, my favorite action movie ever, and it's the voices are dubbed. It's horrible, but I still love it.
So speaking of fast, because I'm so good at segues. Actually, I've ridden a Segway before. Dude, I almost killed someone.
Oh my God. I would almost kill myself. I had a brain injury. I can't be on a Segway.
Those things are frightening. So FAST, if y'all don't know, again, this is Stroke Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
FAST is the acronym that's used for people to recognize symptoms or signs of a stroke that is happening.
Yeah.
At times. So if you've ever had like Red Cross training, if you're in a medical profession, if you work with children or young people, oftentimes that they cover FAST training.
Yeah. So FAST is an acronym. It stands for face, arm, speech, time. Those aren't stones. Those aren't infinity stones. These are
unfortunately
actually things.
No.
So face, like a person, like their face will be uneven. because they're losing feeling on like one side.
And
right?
it might not be anything dramatic. It's not like you have like something like face melting.
Right.
You're
right.
not
It just
turning into Two-Face.
Yeah,
like,
it'll droop a little bit. Like again, uneven smile. I think that's the perfect description.
It's like unresponsive on that side.
Yeah, and then arm is weakness, numbness, difficulty walking, dizziness. I know about difficulty walking because I had a very hard time walking when I had my stroke. Like the moment I don't remember much, but I do remember that like I apparently said that it was like walking for the first time or learning how to walk again.
Well, and that's why they say like if you notice, like if someone has face issues, right? Like you're like, okay, something's off. They tell you to raise both arms, and usually what happens is one arm can't raise.
Right.
This usually the one on the side of the heart, the left side. That's where it usually happens, but it can happen on both. But if you raise both, they'll think they're raising them even. Mm-hmm. But one is actually lower because they can't raise that weakened side where the stroke is happening.
But they think they can, right?
Yes.
How amazing is the mind? So I had left
There's
side.
a Mind Stone for that.
I had
not an app, but a Mind Stone.
I had left side neglect when I was in the hospital. Like I didn't lose feeling on my left side. My brain just didn't acknowledge that I had a left side because my brain was bleeding. It was, there's some issues there.
No, it must not been a difference from normal.
So what's weird is they would ask me to draw things.
Uh-huh.
And they would say like draw a person or draw a clock or a tree or anything like that. And you know me, I'm an amazing artist. And by amazing artist, I mean I can barely draw stick people. Oh wow, that was my left.
I was like, I thought you were going to say something else. I have seen your text messages.
So when you have like a clock, some people will draw literally half a clock and say, wow. Oh, well, there's the whole thing. Like in their heads, they see an entire clock. But visually, like in reality, it's only half of a drawing.
And they can't even take the reality stone and make it whole.
Exactly. So thank goodness I'm fully functional now, which is awesome. But some people aren't as lucky.
Really?
So.
You're fully functional?
I'm functional? You like the little question mark at the end of that?
That upward inflection?
What's the
So S is for speech.
Yeah.
And what it says here is oftentimes it comes with slurred, inappropriate words, or you turn completely mute, or you have confusion. And they ask, so like, again, if you've seen someone has like some facial issues, they have some weakness in the arms. So then you're going to ask them to repeat something simple, like, what does the Ebony Maw say? Like, rejoice, people of Earth, right? You will be killed by Thanos, and then they have an issue repeating that. They might say like, despair, people of Mars, something like that.
Well, it's so like the slurred speech. So like you'll sound almost drunk, I guess, right? What's funny is I just kind of talk like that normally. So yeah, there's Felice in the background.
I was there.
She was.
Or when it began.
So Felice was there the night Joke started to have his stroke.
If you guys can't hear me.
Yeah, if you can't hear her.
But he didn't have the main thing was you're walking and your speech was fine. So it's like there's like little nuances to be able to tell what's going on. You guys finished those through, but I'll give some of them.
Yeah, these are not hard and fast rules. Fast. Again. But
I like how you said, hey, these aren't hard and fast rules. Fast. I'm like, hard. Because I'm 13 years old.
Well, and so these are just the most, what's the word? Typical? Common symptoms. And the last one is, regardless of whatever symptoms they're having, is time, like the time stone, which is
call 911. Like this is essential. Like it really is, because apparently there's like a pill you can take to kind of reverse a stroke.
Yeah,
but you have to catch it.
Reduces the pressure or something.
Yeah,
right?
you have to catch it in a certain amount of time. And Felice's mother actually went through that, and they caught it on time, and they gave her the medication, and it prevented her from having a stroke.
Yeah.
So time is essential. If you don't feel good, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yes.
A lot of people are just like, well, I think it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I did that for years with myself.
You did that the night of your stroke.
I did that the night of my stroke. I finished Felice's show. I had a couple of beers, and I think I even offered to drive home.
No, you did. Wait, no. I drove home.
Yeah, you drove home. I drove there, which I shouldn't have.
Well, because when you started saying that the thing that was weird was when you said, I feel like I'm learning to walk.
Yeah. That was a lot. So for years, what I would do is I would just make excuses for all of my symptoms. Oh, I have another migraine. Well, they run in my family. Oh, my neck's killing me. Oh, I just slept wrong. my knees hurt. Oh, that's because I had that basketball injury and my knees are like, all of these things were my body saying, idiot, you're going to die if you don't change something. And I just ignored it or made an excuse.
Explained away.
Yeah, I did. So make sure no matter what, just go see a damn doctor.
Because me and my dad wanted to take you to the doctor.
Oh yeah, now apparently I wasn't.
Because we were like, wait, you feel like you're learning to walk again.
Yeah, I'm sure I wasn't very
nice about it.
But your symptoms felt like it was
to say it nicely.
Food poisoning. We thought it was food poisoning because you were nauseous, you were having trouble walking, and we'd just gone out to eat.
Right.
But the sign that we missed was, and this is important, if somebody starts throwing up and it's red.
Yeah, I was throwing up red, and again, like it just chalked it up to, well, he had a burger and his red meat, so he's throwing up red. Obviously, no. It was worse and deeper than that. So just go, make sure, like, worst case scenario.
Nothing's wrong.
Hey, you came in here and you wasted a couple hours. All
and
right,
a couple
cool.
$100, no big deal.
Best case scenario, you just saved your life.
Yeah.
You know, and not only your life, you saved a lot of stress and discomfort, time,
money.
energy, financially, you're going to save yourself and your family.
Yes.
It's not just you, it's your family, it's your significant other, it's your friends. I feel worse because of all of the stress and anxiety that all my people went through, as opposed to like what happened to me. I also feel really, really bad that I flashed so many people in the hospital.
That's where you were inappropriate.
So many people in the hospital. I didn't do it on purpose. I don't do that in my everyday. I've never flashed you.
No, thank God, because you wouldn't have anything left.
Oh my God. You guys heard that. I was threatened.
This is not the first time. So just act fast, right? And also if anyone, so 911 is for the US. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe in London, also in Korea, it's 119.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, no. Isn't there someplace 999?
I don't know.
I think it's 99. Am I just singing a song?
I think you might be. But yeah.
I did just watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Maybe that's stuck in my head too.
So make sure look up what your emergency phone number is.
Yeah.
Also if you have an iPhone and you have an emergency contact on there, that's also really important. If you have any symptoms, or especially like if you can actually go on your iPhone under the health app. And
the health app is dope.
If you go on there, you can actually insert your medical ID and to include any medical conditions. So like on mine, it has your birthday. I have my food allergies in there. I also have my medical conditions. So I list asthma and post-concussion syndrome. Because,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Not that you had a concussion.
Yeah,
that's awesome that you have all that information in there.
Well, especially because like if, let's say I was in a car accident again and I hit my head and I was unconscious, it's important for first responders to know that I might actually be dealing with even more head issues because it's post-concussion and then I hit my head again.
Right.
So it's important to make sure that your medical ID information is also updated. And your emergency contact. So like my dad, because he'll pick up his cell phone any time of day and night, is on there.
Oh, that's great.
So again, if you have an iPhone, I'm sure there's something for an Android. I'm sorry you have an Android, but I'm sure there's something there. Sorry, guys. Let me throw some hate out there. But again, it's the health app. You can just click it, open it, and then if you go on the bottom, it'll list medical ID, and you can just insert info there. And what happens is if your phone is locked, and when you are trying to open it to the side, the medical professionals can open that up.
Oh my God! Like the amount of amazing information we're giving to people right now.
I know, we're
priceless.
Chock full.
We're just chock full of information. This is great.
So now, last night, it might have been pertinent that I'd had that medical ID to be like, life, like, oh my God, call life alert. Like I was dead. Like
she might have needed life, like for a hot
I have
second.
fallen and I need life alert.
I really didn't think you were going to make it through the entire movie.
I did make it through the entire movie.
Oh, so by the way, a little bit of information about the bad guys. They did all have names. They didn't say any of their names.
No, except Ebony Maw after he was already dead.
So Ebony Maw was dope. I thought he was great. That was a good line. That was really, really good when he was like,
yeah.
The woman with the horns.
Yeah, what was her name? She was kind of cool.
That was Proxima Midnight.
Proxima Midnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and the voice, the chick who did the voice, and I say chick in the least sexist way.
You say that every time.
I do, because
That's your disclaimer every time.
It is. You know what it is? It's Sexist Saturday. I can say it.
Sexist Saturday.
So the voice is, if anybody's watched Fargo, the television series, season 3, the sheriff, the woman, the star, it's her. She does the voice of Ebony Maw, which is really weird because I don't know. It's just weird, but she was awesome. The big hulking dude that's kind
Yeah.
of like the size of the Hulk. So in the comics, his name is Black Dwarf.
Black Dwarf. Okay.
But they changed his name for the movie. I kind of understand why. Maybe.
Yeah, because you already had Tyrion Lannister in there
Right,
as
as a giant dwarf, which
Yeah.
was really crazy. So
you can't have multiple dwarfs that are giants.
You can't. So instead of Black Dwarf, his name was Cole Obsidian.
That's just bad writing.
It's
That's just bad writing.
And then the dude with the knife that was hanging out with Proxima Midnight,
Yeah.
that like stabbed Vision,
Yeah.
that's Corvus Glaive.
Okay.
Yeah, so they all have names.
Like these are a little much on the names. But,
but those are their names.
Whatever.
You know what's funny? Like in the galaxy,
Mhm.
those are like Tom and John, and those are just like normal names.
Is that your headcanon? Is that like what you believe?
I do.
That's your headcanon. Okay.
I do. It's like, oh, another Corvus.
Wow. Wow.
Wait. Which Proxima are you?
That's your
Are you Proxima afternoon? Are you Proxima late morning?
Twilight.
No, I'm thinking Proxima Twilight. Are you glowing? Do you feed off of blood?
Oh man.
So Infinity War was incredible. I'm so happy that I got to see it with my NeuroNerd partner, because like just seeing, when the tears disappeared, which there wasn't a lot of that, but when they actually kind of like cleared up,
when they abated,
just to see like her joy and excitement, it was awesome. It was like a great NeuroNerd night at the movies.
It really was. And my two favorite characters died, and one of them is not coming back. We in our next episode we'll be discussing our theories and what we how we
my
think
theory
this,
is so good.
I know we're going to talk about what we think is going to happen. How do they fix this? How do they get into phase 2? Because a lot of us are like, Black Panther is already greenlit, right? Like, so Black Panther 2 is already greenlit.
So we have our theories on that too. You want to know why?
We will.
We're nerds.
Exactly. And so yeah. I'm like, Loki, I don't think Loki's coming back because he has one more contract, but Loki's dead. Like, I mean,
oh, poor Loki. I really like Loki. I think he's been the best villain.
Tom Hiddleston is an amazing actor, and I will have to say the acting was very well done for the whole movie. Like, there, I don't other than for the Thanos's like cult children.
Mm-hmm.
I think their acting wasn't that good on some of them, but like
I agree. And what's really funny is as a lot of people are making fun of the after effects, the CGI of the mouth, of specifically Proxima Midnight.
Yeah,
like it didn't really match up right.
Yeah, it was. I was getting some like Superman vibes, like some like mustache stash vibes.
No,
right?
no, exactly. I know exactly what you're saying.
But the acting I think was over like for our main cast of superheroes, because this is like the penultimate movie. Like this is the end. This is coming up. Avengers 4 is going to be the end for a lot of them. Right. And so the acting was just very well done.
Yeah, it was spot on. And even the accents or lack thereof.
Yeah, I was like, Elizabeth Olsen just gave up on the accent. Good for you, girl.
I am so happy because when she first came out and she had that like Boris and Natasha Rocky and Bullwinkle accent, I was like, oh, it's so bad. And then slowly but surely it started to disappear.
As her hair got redder, her accent disappeared.
So I can kind of chalk that up to, well, she's been in America longer. This is years later.
Sure, yes.
Right?
It's 2 years later.
So like if I lived in Minnesota after a few years, I'd be like, oh, don't you know? Oh, yeah. I would start to sound like that, right?
Yeah.
So I lost my New York accent. It took me about 3 years moving from New York as a kid to here, where people would make fun of me constantly and say, hey, say water. And I'd be like, water.
Wow.
Say audience, auditorium. Like I would.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a problem.
Is that a Brooklyn accent?
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. I was born in Coney Island.
Oh my goodness. Are you friends with Captain America and Bucky?
Yeah, I beat him up in an alley.
Yeah, no, you didn't. They beat you up.
Oh yeah.
No, you went after little Steve and then Bucky kicked the shit
No,
out of you.
I ran home. I lived in a crack neighborhood. Are you kidding me? I lived in a very bad neighborhood. I lived in like bad Brooklyn. Like okay, so before we got this out, we're gonna sprinkle some more facts on you. So 133,000 people this year will die of a stroke. That's terrible.
That's
isn't
a lot. That's like if Thanos just snapped his finger.
Even worse. So just around 800,000 strokes will occur this year. Basically, that's one every 40 seconds.
That's a lot, guys.
That's not
and
cool.
that's kind of traumatic too. Like I'm thinking about end scene from Avengers where it's like, oh, there was the car accident, and then Hill died, and then
was so
Samuel L.
cool.
Jackson with the mother died. Like, I'm like, holy shit. So if you think about it, it's like this could be happening around you.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But with strokes instead of
people
ashes.
evaporating into ash.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to go. I'm scared.
Stop it.
I don't want to go.
That's for the next episode.
I don't feel very good.
And then, so there's some really nifty, cool, like fact pages out on the internet about strokes, and especially on like the National Stroke Association's website.
Oh yeah,
there's
very
even a
informative.
really cool one about the effects of strokes that is literally color coded. There's 5 or 6 different colors. I'm like, Infinity Stones, y'all. Like it's like you can go on our Instagram. We have it there too. But it's like there's 6 different colors, and actually the only color that's missing is the Mind Stone. Actually, when I'm looking at it, because there's 2 blues.
Yeah, see if we replace that with yellow, it would be perfect.
Yeah, so take a look at that. So if you want to read some more about the effects, including like the emotional effects and the quality of life effects, those are also really good things to know.
Yeah, and also you want to be a stroke hero, since we're talking about superheroes. 80% of all strokes are preventable.
Yeah, don't be Peter Quill.
Don't be Peter Quill. What a dick, by the way. I'm so angry.
Like, we get it. It like Gamora was his world, and he's lost everyone. But you know what? Everyone else ended up losing their world.
I'll because I can kind of justify and process that out. I've already done it in my head for like a while now, but I can't even watch Parks and Rec the same way.
You destroyed the world.
I can't watch Jurassic World the same way. I can't listen to the Lego movie the same way. It's so weird. Damn it, Andy Dwyer.
I know, right? Johnny Karate.
Spider-Man, he had Johnny Karate. Spider-Man had the
gauntlet
basically off. Oh, so infuriating.
I'm like, can you just like take a moment? And I know it was a theme of the movie about like losing like one person versus many, like what is life worth and all that. Like, we don't trade lives. I get it. But it was like, dude, like, pay attention. Like, what was wrong with you? So
we don't trade lives, but I would trade Peter Quill's life in a second right now.
Yeah. Like, it was just bad.
I trade Peter Quill's life for Ronan the Accusers right now.
Well, that's Lee Pace. So yeah,
I love Ronan the Accuser. I think a lot of people hated on his performance. I thought it was great.
No, I loved his performance, but I'm just like, can you be showing up as Thranduil, like with that blonde hair?
I don't know
so
what that.
Hot.
Oh, he was in Lord of the Rings.
Duh, he's Legolas's dad, and he's fucking hot. But I'm just like, so don't be Peter Quill. Okay, be a hero. Like we said, 80% of strokes are preventable.
Yes.
So if you feel like you're having a stroke, be your own hero.
Yes.
Be your own advocate, right? And if you see someone that's experiencing some of the symptoms, err on the side of caution. Just call 911. It's not worth it.
Absolutely. And aside of that, let's prevent them way ahead of time.
Yes.
Let's eat right. Let's keep our stress level down. Let's love one another.
Let's work
take
out.
care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, check your blood pressure.
What is yours?
My blood pressure is perfect.
I bet you mine's better.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's effortless.
Okay, so what is your current blood pressure? The last time you checked?
The last time I checked, I was 122 over, was it 79?
Oh, okay.
Right?
You want to know what mine is?
Oh, God, come on.
108 over 65.
I think you might be dead. Felice's is perfect. Like, I would like work so hard to get it down to like 120 over 80. I'm like, yay! And Felice's like, oh yeah, perfect blood pressure. So yeah, on average before or after my stroke, my blood pressure was on average 135.
That's high.
Ish over 98.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the bottom number, that was the issue.
Yeah.
When I went to the hospital, like when I was admitted, I was like 200
Holy
over
shit. Yeah, that's
like a really high, like 150, like something crazy, something ridiculously high on the bottom number.
Yeah,
you know?
like doctors will if you're over 150 on your top number, I can't remember if that's systolic or diastolic. That's immediately where you're heading into stroke territory. So they like will pull you from whatever activity you're doing.
Yeah, so there's the two. There's the top number and the bottom number. Again, I don't know which one's which.
Systolic, one's diastolic.
Yeah, those. So my issue, it was never necessarily the top number. My top number's always been good. It's the bottom one. I had such a hard time.
Bottom number is after you.
Yeah, there has to be a balance between the two. No, when I went in the hospital.
No, but it wasn't 150.
So it was obscenely high.
Yeah, whatever the bottom number is, once you're it ventricles? It's like once your veins close, it's that rush in after that has to do with the opening and closing of your.
I'm laughing because you just hit yourself in the boob.
I didn't feel it. I have no feeling anywhere. But so that's really important. If you don't know, like normal blood pressure where they want you is about 120/80.
Yeah.
So try to keep yourself there.
And so many
Exercise
people,
and health.
You
and
know,
food.
Absolutely. So even going for like a brisk walk will lower your blood pressure.
Yes. Meditation will lower your blood pressure.
Absolutely. Like,
Eating well will lower your blood pressure.
Go to the doctor. We're all adults for the most part, and anybody who isn't an adult, grow up.
And I will say from a cultural standpoint, Latinos, if you're out there, go to the doctor.
Yeah, seriously.
And
just go to the doctor.
In general are more likely,
Yeah. No, men don't want to go to the doctor.
Yeah, so like
not
if you,
it's Sexist Saturday.
Sexist Saturday.
Men, go to the fucking doctor.
Look, if you want, like,
I don't like going to the doctor.
Real, not even men, women. Like, be a man, go to a doctor.
Be a
Women,
person.
be a man, go to a doctor.
Okay, we're devolving at this point, so we need to. Yeah, so we're gonna end this.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Part one.
Oh, yeah, part one, because we're definitely gonna process and give all of our theories on the Avengers, Infinity War, the part two. Part two? Is that, well, they don't even have a name, but like leading us to the next one. And we have some amazing theories, and all of mine are correct.
Crazy theories.
All of mine are right.
Okay.
They might not be right, but they're all awesome. So, hey, the NeuroNerds, we're here to help. Reach out to us at the NeuroNerds,
everything.
at the NeuroNerds everything. Reach out to me, Joso Rocks. Reach out to Lauren L. Manzano. Please shame her. Please shame her.
I have done everything now.
No, she has.
I haven't done anything to be shamed yet.
Don't shame her. Love her.
Because if you shame me, I'll come at you with my 8-inch stilettos.
And she will.
And I can run in them.
Oh my gosh, that's scary. Oh,
I don't tweet.
We're being shamed into tweeting, and I'll take that. I'll tweet for the both of us.
Oh, you do that.
I'll tweet. All my tweets are going to be shaming you. So you know what Lauren didn't do today. So again, the NeuroNerds are here to help. With a snap of a finger, we're out.
Part 2 to come.